Okay, Google. Start a 30-second timer.
Okay, 30 seconds. Starting.
Wait. Oops. Do that again. All right, 35 seconds. Power switch was off of the power supply. Battery was out. Let's just see. No RAM, just the CPU. Still no BMC light. Let's see if I can tilt the camera a little better. Trying to give you guys a straight-on view of what's going on here. So you can see the power LED here. BMC is in this area. It's usually right down inside of the gap there. With this BMC chip, it doesn't even blink. With the replacement BMC that ASRock sent me, it will blink and then it turns off. So I could try and boot the system. Attempt to start it without the BMC. It will go for a bit. This doesn't even get hot. I'll spike a RAM in it. So fed up with this thing. It attempts to boot, but there's no video. You know what it is? It's the second system that, dead BMC second board. Chips are fine. I had a stick of RAM. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but it burned up. That pin there at the end, that black spot, that's a burnt up pin. So my suspicion is there's something wrong. I mean, it's a brand new processor. I have another processor in a box back there. It's not the processor that's the issue. I've tried the stick of RAM there that I'm using in another system. It works just fine. So every time I try and use this ASRock board, no bueno. So the processor works in another system. I tried my Seasonic power supply yesterday. You can see that in the other video. And that's it. I just get to B2 and it'll stay there. BMC never starts. So today we're going to try taking this thing per ASRock out of the chassis, separate from the entire system, and pray. But there's nothing else in here. I mean, this is a Roseville case. It's supposed to be fine in this case. It did boot once. And then as soon as I rebooted, that was it. It was dead. You know, the first board, the one that this is the RMA 4, because this is a board direct from ASRock. The first one was 24 hours. 24 hours, the memory started to act funky. There was out of memory, even though what we were running shouldn't have eaten up all of the memory in the system. And once I rebooted, it got worse and worse and worse until eventually that happened to that memory chip. And then it was just dead. Are you leaving for class? All right. Have fun. Yeah, right. This is not fun. Aw, she's leaving you, Sylvia. You can see in the previous video, it booted up with one stick, this stick. Got into the BIOS, did a save and exit. When it powered down, I turned it off, put all the memory in, turned it back on, BMC was gone. Just didn't work anymore. And that's it. It's as far as we go. That's where we're at right now. Nothing's changed. Doesn't matter what I do, what configuration. I've tried clearing the CMOS 2 different ways because there's a jumper on the board, and that it helps. You unplug wires first, huh? I've been doing this stuff for a long time, you know, like I've been rough with boards in the past and had no trouble. This thing, no matter how gentle, how, you know, it's just it's a problem child. So, and there isn't another board on the market that'll take the AMD Epyc with 4 GPUs without us having to buy an entire system. We can get a Titan system, but that's a full rig with power supply and case, and it's only one use, so it wouldn't work with our liquid cooling system. You know, it would require heavy modification. I mean, even with this Roswell case, we only had to modify back here and then take the trays out. But the Titan system, you know, we really have to cut that thing up. And I don't want to cut up $2,600 worth of hardware only to find out it doesn't even work. And you couldn't have the 4 GPUs aligned like this. So our setup here would have to change. We'd have to buy more fittings. You know, it's a whole new setup. Okay, let's get this out of the way. Let's see. This is wood. This on here so we know it doesn't conduct electricity. And we will go for the Seasonic. Which does work. I have another system I need to build later, so I'll be able to confirm that this power supply does work, but I know it does. The issue is not the power supply, it's something else. All right, switch is off. Power is on, but and away we go. Same deal. Still no BMC. Power light or activity light, whatever you want to call it, comes on. No issue. There's a special way you're supposed to line up the BMC, and I did move the BMC, so I'll show you guys just so you can see it. So there's a a dot here that has to line up with pin 1, and there's a little triangle on the motherboard here that says pin 1. So I know I've got the BMC in there, right? And I've got a replacement BMC right here that ASRock sent me, and so I'm happy to give that one a try too, since, I mean, the system's already out. We'll try it outside the case in case maybe that's the problem, but it's not. And I apologize if I sound more frustrated than, well, I guess than usual. This is just, I feel very defeated. You know, having tried so many different things and needing this machine on a tight timeline, and then, you know, we go through this, it's like we barely got through the setup phase. We barely got through testing it and putting it through paces before it was dead. And then to have the same problem with 2 other motherboards, but the RAM and the processor works fine separately. I don't know what to say. All right. So, in case you couldn't see it earlier, it's the dot there at that corner. I don't even know if that's focused, but yeah, there we go. So it's right there. You're going to line that dot up with the triangle on the motherboard, then you're good to go. The triangle's right here. That means pin 1. Lock the doors so we know it's down and solid. Now watch, you'll see the BMC LED blink. It's right there. It'll blink once, and that's it. Oh shit. So if that starts to flash, that's good. That'd mean the BMC initialized and the system should work. That's very good. I don't know what to say. I don't have a lot of faith in it, but I also don't know what to say. That's sketchy. All right. Let's see if we've got video. So the original BMC apparently is toast, but the replacement BMC seems to work, which would be an older BMC version. This is 1.9. It says right there on the sticker. It was sent to me with the upgrade. Actually, I think possibly the BMC that he sent me had version 1.92. I'll have to get back in touch with ASRock and find out. But this looks really good. So the BMC is initializing, system is starting up. The test will be to see if it survives with all 6 sticks in it. So that's what happened before. It would boot once with just 1 stick in it, but then when I shut it down and put the 6 sticks in, it had a problem. So I think what I'll do is I'll add them 1 stick at a time. I did this yesterday. I mean, you watched the video. I did this yesterday, and it would not cooperate. I tried that BMC plus the BMC from the other board, the other DOA board that we had. I'm just waiting to see if it'll go into the BIOS. And if it does go into the BIOS, I'm not going to save anything. I don't want to risk there being anything in the CMOS that'll be an issue. So, and if anybody's interested, that's a full copper block. Yes, I'm being very careful not to let it touch anything. And it's sitting at yep, so the BIOS looks good right now. So let's see. Yeah, 85 Fahrenheit. That's nice and cool. That block with that small fan keeps it really cool, as long as I don't put any load on it. And I'll give you a look. So we're in the BIOS, which shows 1 stick of 8 gig RAM, 2666. So we're good. I'm gonna power it down and see if more RAM will work. Fingers crossed, guys. This is amazing and promising. Did somebody get in touch with Linus? Huh? Is that it? Is Papa Linus praying for me right now? Is that why this thing's working? Did he sacrifice a chicken to the digital gods? All right, so this is the burnt up chip. I mean, it's easy to tell with the burnt pin, but this is the burnt one. So we stay away from that one. BMC works again. What the hell? There's nothing in that chassis. Static buildup, maybe? She's going to boot all the way to the menu. What the? Oh. You got to check out the video from last night. This did not work. There's got to be something in there. I mean, you could see the BMC didn't work here, so we know that is an issue. But why the hell this BMC works now and didn't work last night? I don't know. I mean, I did let it sit overnight with nothing connected. Battery was out, power supply was disconnected. I figured I'd let the CMOS really do a trickle drain or whatever, just to make sure that everything was out of it. And maybe that helped? I don't know. I don't care. I'm just glad it's working. We're looking good. We're close to the BIOS again. And it shows 16 gigs. That's good. So that means that those A1 and E1 are working. All right, so I'm going to try 2 sticks this time. Let's see. Hopefully. Where did that come? The MC's working again. That is amazing. Come on. Now I'm pretty sure it's booting up like that because in the BIOS somewhere it's set to what is it? Last state on power loss. I hope that's not a glitch. Yeah. Good. BMC. Just waiting on the BMC. It's flashing. It's gonna work. I have hope now. Not a lot. I got hope. All right. I think I still have the manual here on my phone here. So what I want to see is where, if I want to put in 6 chips, the other 2 should go. I'm guessing it'll take it, but it'll run it all in 2-channel memory. Let's see. Huh. Well, all right. So, according to the manual here, it does not support 6. So we're not going to put in 6. I'm going to check the inside of that case. I don't believe there's anything in it, but Yeah, I mean, there's nothing in there. There's just standoffs. I mean, and wires. It's the stuff that's supposed to be in there. All right, let's try that case again. Wow, I tried that BMC just for giggles, and it worked. I knew it wasn't going to work because of last night, but it worked. Life is a mystery, wrapped in an enigma. Tied up with a bow, stuck inside a Russian doll. But I digress. Oh, I can't do that. That's, yeah, that's Jay's saying, huh? In case anybody's wondering, yes, that is $10,000 worth of GPUs just teetering there. I like to live dangerously. You know, what can I say? No, it's fine. This is because of the weight of the soft tubing. It's not going anywhere. I'm not going to put this in. You know, in case ASRock is listening, this ID hole, this is in the wrong spot. It needed to be just a little further towards that corner. Just yeah, here. Just a little bit further, because the push button that's there gets tweaked. It's sort of at an angle when you put it in right. Everything else lines up, but that one hole, it's not right. Let's make sure we get everything up out of the way. There's that you can really see inside of here right now, but there's literally nothing in here. I'm trying to light it up. There's no dust. There's nothing. There's nothing that would be touching. Nothing that sticks up. I left out the standoffs there and there. You know, there's a pad on the bottom of the board anyway. It doesn't touch the face here. There's a gap. I don't know. You know, maybe there's something I just can't see. Hang on. Yeah, I don't want to use a vacuum in here because a vacuum has a potential, not that it ever does, but a potential to build up static electricity. And, you know, right now, I don't want to risk anything. So, some balled up tape. Is anything in here? Pull it out. I actually happen to have more RAM, but I don't think it's the same speed. So, with me here, there's more of the exact same RAM up in Boston, so that's good. Okay. I don't know. I don't get it, guys. I don't get it. This thing is dead. He's come back from the grave. Oh. I don't know if we'll be able to see it here. But right there, there's 2 beads of solder right next to this white power connector. That's the clear CMOS jumper. Not a pin jumper that you could put a hat on. Just touch it with some metal, which is insane. Like, why would you not just stick pins there so I can put a jumper cap on it? Logic abounds, let me tell you. All right, so we're lined up. I'm back in the middle. And just for testing, I'm only going to put in a couple of screws. Since we don't need to plug anything in right now, I just want to make sure it doesn't shift around. Magnetism. There. Here. One here. Now, if this fails, do I sue Roseville? What do we do? It's possible it's the power supply, huh? Yeah. No sense rushing. This was assumed dead, so let's take our time. Connect it in here exactly the same way it was out there. If this works, then we'll try the EVGA. That is an EVGA from Amazon warehouse. Maybe that's the issue. I don't think so. What the hell do I know? I thought this thing was dead and it came back to life, so we'll see. Scientific method, right? Test and check, repeatable results, independently verified, right? Y'all are watching, you're verifying for me. Nope, somebody signed out. Oh, there's nobody there anymore. I'm talking to myself. All by myself. You and me had such wonderful times when I was all by myself. Looking good. Okay, I'm gonna let it boot. Just want to see it boot. Show me 4 dims. Yeah, see this is Hynix. This isn't even crucial, and it's only 2133. My God, if this works. I mean, I know the other board was bad. Good RMA. It wasn't like ASRock couldn't repeat the problem. Why the hell this thing is having a happy day? I don't know. I don't know. Here we go. We're going into the BIOS again. You guys see that? Yeah, you can see the edge there. And all 4 DIMMs are there. Oh, fuck me running. Oh shit. Oh well. Channel wasn't even monetized anyway. Oh boy. Papa Linus, if you were praying for me, man, thank you. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. Today is my day. I've been getting good news all day. But that's another story. Boy. I don't even have anybody to hug. Sylvia! Come here, girl. Come on. Come here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, see? You see that? It works. It turned on. Can you hear it? It's the sweet sound of victory. Okay. Well, let's get swifty. We're gonna see if the EVGA works. The EVGA kills it. We know it's not Roswell now. We know it's not the case. That's it. I've been a EVGA fanboy for years, dedicated, spending ridiculous amounts of money on their hardware. You see me switch real fast to see Sonic. Things change. Companies sell out. One company buys another just for the name, and they put in half-rate product. Sell it to unwitting consumers, such as myself, and they don't care. If anybody knows what happened to Dell, you know what the hell I mean right now. And they had great products, and Dell sold out. I forget who it was that bought them, but they sold out, started sourcing their products from all over. No regularity, no stability. And the brand went under. And it went under so hard, so fast, that the original owners, if I remember right, bought it back. And now Dell is part of EMC, but that's fitting. So if you know EMC, they don't screw around. Their motto is redundancy to the N+1. You know, and the military has the same idea. You know, 1 is none and 2 is 1, because you always bring 1 for a friend. Or maybe that's a GoRuck thing. I don't know. Military guys who taught me it during GoRuck. But yeah, so they always cover their ass. EMC tests, retests, double tests, test it again, test it once it's in place. I mean, they don't screw around. So it's fitting that Dell and their hard line in the sand of stability, reliability, redundancy has partnered up with them. Their server hardware is incredible. The Isilons are amazing. I mean, I remember working on the Sim 6s, and they were, you know, the Bison line was incredible. It was like, oh, this thing is massive. So impressive. And the Isilons, wow. Yeah. Well, BMC is on. We'll see if she boots. She boots. Is it going to go to the BIOS? I bet you it goes to the BIOS. Now you know what happens next, right? Next, drop in those GPUs, sock down that water block, and we have some real fun. Okay. It's not even warm. Nothing beats a full copper block. Nothing. This thing is awesome. I mean, look at that. How thin that is. And still, just that little fan. It's not anything crazy. It's 12 volts. Doesn't tell you. Oh. 12 volts, 0.4 amp. All right, so it pulls a little bit of juice, but 2-ball bearing. Solution provider, right? Everflow. I don't know. This thing would be awesome in a 1U rack. Like, granted, I didn't have any load on that, but this thing isn't warm. I doubt it would keep up with that if this were under load. If the 7551 were working hard, I can imagine that this block would have had a bad day. You know, that fan would have been cranked high and it would have been ugly. But for this kind of testing, oh yeah, this was good. This was the right choice. All right, moving on. Let's get that paste off of there. Get the water block cleaned up. Put the GPUs in and see if she'll still chooch. If she does, oh, actually, you know what? I'm going to put in the hard drives too. So these 2 drives here are near impossible to get to once the GPUs are in. We can use a pair of wooden chopsticks to get the NVMe adapters into here. That's actually pretty easy. But getting these 2 in, I just have to take the GPUs out. And this time, once I get the GPUs in, I just want to leave them in. I don't want to, yeah. You'll notice I also haven't saved the BIOS yet. I'm purposely not going to do that. I'm going to leave it at the default settings that it boots with, and I'm not going to change anything. I'm just not going back in until I have all of the RAM and everything that I need for this system to be stable. Once I have all of that, then I'll go into the BIOS and save it, because it seems like clearing the BIOS requires more than, you know, holding down the power button for 30 seconds with the battery removed and the power unplugged. Or, I mean, I literally had to sit this thing overnight. And I don't know. Multiple times I tried clearing the CMOS last night, and yeah, it was a big fat 0. I got a goose egg. Oh, what? You're watching, but I don't get a thumbs up? What's the matter? Damn viewers. No love. And see how it is. Oh, see, sacrilege. I grabbed the 70%. Terrible. What was I thinking? Got to use the 90, 91. Somebody needs a brake job. How do you drive a BMW and need a brake job like that? All right. the fun part is going to be when I need to go downstairs and get my 300. Ooh, it's not 300. So it's a 400 and 4240. Yeah, 480. 120 to 140. It's 440. So 520. I'm doing the math wrong here. 460. Well, anyway, there's a big honking radiator that I need to go downstairs and get, and I got to clean it out before I can hook it up to this thing with a reservoir. Because one of the things I can't do here is test this loop, well, under load right now. I mean, I can power it on, I can use it for a bit, but if I try and do anything significant with those GPUs, it's going to get hot fast. So I'm going to have to clean up my rad downstairs and transfer it. So that will take some time, but it's totally worth it. It's good because I've been looking for an excuse to clean it, since I don't use that miner anymore, and put it in my system upstairs. Sounds like today is going to be a good day for that. It's a nickel-plated copper block from Phobia. Is it Phobia? No, EK. Yeah, EK Supremacy Evo. This thing's awesome. The way it's situated, the way the water flows through it, it really covers the ICs. It does a great job. It really kept that CPU cool, no matter what we threw at it. Can't believe it worked. Can't believe it worked. Seriously, I should play the lottery today. All right. All right, boys and girls. Cool. Well, first things first. Let's get power here. And we're going to go again. We're going to make sure it boots again. Even though all I did was clean it, I'm going to put power to it one more time, just for good measure. And I really need to hook these up. They're just buttons, but God, I don't. This thing seems so temperamental to me. I don't know what was the issue. right. What is this? We have NIC 1, NIC 2, power, hard drive. All right. You know what? The only one I'm going to hook up is the drive. Oh, good. They're actually labeled. No, I'll do drive and power. So power is split, where hard drive is together. The board actually has it labeled where positive and negative is. So I shouldn't have any trouble. Of course. All right. Squeeze them if you got them. I have no words. Let's see if she boots. All right. She's good. I don't want that chip to get hot. Okay, that was just a few seconds with no load, and it already got up to 82 Fahrenheit. How the hell do you switch this thing to Celsius? Huh. 27C. So it's definitely not hot. 29. Some spots are at 29. It's like there's a max of 30 there at the edge. That's funny. Why would it be hotter at the edge? That is weird. It should be hotter in the middle. And it's cooler on that side. Wow. So yeah. Yeah, 31. That is strange. That's not the way that heat should work. The ICs, the actual processors inside are in a four-way configuration. So this cross here is all open space as well as the outer edge. So it's beyond me why it would be hot on that side. Or, I mean, it's 1 degree difference, what the hell, but warmer by 1 degree, you know, whatever. We don't care. We have the full coverage block. All 4 of the ICs and most of the heat plate is covered. Might actually be big enough to do all of it. Yeah, no, it's full coverage, edge to edge. So, damn it, I want to say, but I digress. Damn it, Jay. Could you learn to share? So before I drop the GPUs in, Papa needs a new pair of shoes. What do we got here? All right, so we got the 1 gig Crucial. We have the 1 terabyte Crucial and the 256 gig Samsung. So the Crucial is the array, and the Samsung is the system disk. So we're going to tuck those guys down out of the way. I need to borrow standoff. Must be 5 o'clock, 5:30. Everybody's getting out of work. You know what? Before I put the GPUs on, I'm going to be smart. I'm going to put I'm going to put the rest of the screws into the motherboard too. Seriously? Come on, iFixit. Oh, you guys, seriously? Okay, $25 iFixit kit. This socket that fits this guy. No magnetism. WTF. Oh, this one's not magnetized either. Why would they not put tiny magnets in the bottom? I mean, I know it's magnetic. Yeah. All right. Whatever. Okay. Okay. So we're going to put these things in and then we're going to boot it. Because, you know, at this point, I don't trust it. We're going to go step by step. Unfortunately, there's no way to go step by step with the, whatchamacallit, the GPUs. It's kind of an all or nothing thing. But we're going to do it one step at a time with these. All right, so that needs to go in slot 1. So we can go in slot 2. And again, we'll see if she'll chooch. Those are 25. And this edge here is 28. I'm going to stay right over that, right over this IC. I'm going to see what the temperature goes up to. These things are designed to run at 50C, so as long as I don't even get close to 50C, it's fine. We're going to make sure it goes into the BIOS if we can. If it starts to get really warm fast, then I'll just flip it off. I won't let it go over 40. Hotter near the edge? No. It's about 30C the whole way around. This is the warmest spot. Now it's 31. It says DXE course started. I don't know what that actually means, but I know it's good. It means we're making progress. Show me the BIOS. 32C, 31C. Almost there. 32.6C. As soon as I see that white screen, I can turn it off. I am going to check to see how much RAM there is first, though. 32.6. Holy shit, it didn't even go to the BIOS. It's trying to boot Ubuntu. Okay, we're good. We actually know that it used the drive. It found the right boot disk, so this is the same order. It definitely had the RAM. We're good. Okay. Oh, this makes me nervous. I'm just waiting for it to break again. It's just, you know, something's going to go wrong, right? Something has to go wrong. It can't just work this time. After everything that's happened, after all the crap, it can't just work now. 2, 3, okay. So one of the reasons why I like the metal slides, because you can do that. Those bad boys there are stainless steel with a good amount of structural integrity. You don't have to worry. All right, that's it. Yeah, this is ugly, I know. What are you gonna do? You gotta dance with the one who brought you, right? Okay, so we are lined up. And seated. Okie dokie. Let's keep going. Give me a second. I'm gonna go get the screwdriver. All right. So I like this screwdriver because it's a little bit longer and it's got a better magnet. Makes it just a little bit easier to do these guys. This thing for my fix-it, it works. Don't get me wrong, it's just, I don't know, I got big hands. So, if anybody's paying attention, you might notice that is a single height bracket. That's right. I had to manufacture a bracket, and there was definitely a what is that? Oh, not HDMI, not DVI, not VGA. Well, can't remember the name of it right now. Haven't had enough coffee today. But that other port. Display port. Yeah, the easiest name to remember. Because it never should have been called a display port. Obviously, it's a display port. God, I hope this works. So typically, people put the thermal paste on the CPU, but since the CPU is down there and this is up here, I know exactly. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate all the work you did testing different layouts, even though that video was probably an hour and a half long. Here's how I do it. And you're not going to get anything from those corners, but since we do know the edges are a little bit warm, there we go. So the majority is in the middle where you need it. The edges will get covered. We're good. We did this the last time for the one day the board survived. That worked great. We'll see if it does it again. The hardest part with this thing was getting it to sit straight and screwing down all the screws, the four of them, in unison so that all four would go in. It's in. It's also in. Why is this one getting stuck? Well, not stuck, but it's tighter than I really want to push through. I know that's lining up. I can hear it pop. Oh, God. Really? Really? This is the part where it gets like, oh, let us now through. Screws. Looks slightly cross-threaded, of course. Okay, how do we fix that? Maybe some of the keys. And so swivel adapters, awesome. The rest look good. It's just this one. I hope that hole isn't actually cross-threaded. All right. Once more into the breach, my friends. 3, 4. All right, we're gonna get these guys started. The key to this is back them off until you hear the click, and then go in. But I think this hole, because the board is used, is slightly cross-threaded. Yeah, I can feel it bind. All right. Yeah, there you go. Right past it. Okay. The rest are good. I guess ASRock must have missed that when they were quality checking this board. It's an RMA, but it's supposed to be used like new replacement. So much for that. Between that and their twitchy configuration for the BMC. Yeah. Hmm. All right. So this time we're just going to boot it long enough to see that the BMC still comes on. I know the GPUs won't work because they don't have any power yet. Just want to see that the BMC still works and flashes, which means it's going to try and turn itself on, but I'm going to kick it off right then. Unfortunately, you can't see the postcode, but that's why the BMC is important. The postcode, there's a tool that'll let you sniff out. It's actually called that. Sniff out the postcode. All right, we're good. So it flashed. It tried to boot. I could see the reflection of the red from the LCD for the postcode. We're good. Yeah. Yeah. So now, yeah. So that is 2 SATA, 2 Molex. Which means plenty of power. I mean, this 1600 watt unit is going to give plenty of juice anyway. Plenty of power for the no SATA drives we have. And the one pump. Come on. Yeah, it's 2019. Why are we not past using Molex? Like this is a stupid thing. Or just manufacturers make them better. You make them more solid. Okay, well, she booted. Let's put power to the CPUs. And yeah, we'll go from there. Ew. Oh, I know what this is. This is the front case fans. Helps to have those connected too. Okay. Okay. It's not the best cable management, but at this point, I just want to see it work. I'll deal with that later. Although, if you think that's bad cable management, wait till you see this. Don't cry, children. I know it hurt. Don't cry. Be strong. It'll all be over soon. Yep, helps if I put it in the right way. It's a good thing we don't have any SATA drives, huh? Where would I put all my cables? All right, that's the last one. Time for your lollipop suppositories. That's not good. That is way too loose. That one's tight. Huh. Boy, am I glad I checked that. Imagine if we get this thing under load and come to find out it was loose and dripped. Seems like once the tubing gets warm, it softens. You need to retighten at least once, and they're fine. These guys I'm not worried about because they were seated properly. And they're designed to spin onto themselves, and they didn't get twisted at all. I need to tighten that. See it? Good. Yeah, see? This one's loose. It's almost like the tubing shrinks. So much, it didn't pull back any. It's like literally like the tubing just shrinks, then you gotta retighten your compression fittings. All right, so again, boot it, make sure the BMC works, but we can't put any load on it till we have a radiator. Lights on. You should be able to see that fan go once it turns on. That's good. Water pump is going. Tons of bubbles now. It's all right. Take those out later. So this is the hot side. It's sitting at 25C. So I'm going to let it boot. Like all the way. I'm going to let it go right into Ubuntu. As long as it doesn't get above 40C with that coupling. It's at 25 now. The GPU shouldn't push any load. Shouldn't. The XE core started. You should see the grub menu in a second. The Ubuntu logo. Climbed 1 degree now. I think it just rebooted. I saw the fan LEDs flash. EMC is still blinking. Still looking at just 27, 26, 27C. Postcode LCD is turned off. EMC is still working. 28C now. I'm getting no display, but that just might be because the system thinks it's supposed to use the NVIDIA cards. EMC is still blinking. Postcodes are off. Still no video. Okay. Let's see if it's coming out of one of the cards. Nope. 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 Okay. No. Huh. Huh. So single click made its soft power off. Almost like the operating system was there. I wonder if it's just not giving display video. Let's see, where are we for temps? Yeah, 30C. We're still good. 29C, 30C. That's good. AMC is still blinking. I think the postcodes just turn off when the operating system comes up. Physically powers off, no problem. So when it's booting, it turns off right away. That makes sense. And then it did a soft power off, meaning, interrupt signal, system powers off, where the OS does the shutdown process, the handoff worked. You can kind of read the numbers in the reflection. Like I said, that the LCD turns off. I think it's actually just booting into the OS, and we're not using VGA out. So I bet you the BIOS just sees the GPUs and assumes I'm not using onboard graphics. Use the add-on card. $31C. I bet you the GPUs are just acting like a radiator for the CPU at this point. $33, $32, $33, $34. That's what, 90C, 90 Fahrenheit, 34C, 33C. I got it down in that crack because I know that's the hottest part. Well, let me make sure my yeah, 91 Fahrenheit. I know the CPU is supposed to go up to 50C the most, and have it be like good temperatures under load. AMD processors are designed to see a lot more than that, so I'm not concerned. If the water is even just 2 degrees cooler than the max temperature for your CPU, then it's going to cool the CPU. Your pump has to run overtime. And right now, the pump is running 100%, so because it's not plugged into the motherboard. Tempted to plug in the network cable just to see if it shows up. Everything's hovering at 30C, 32C in the middle there. $28 out of the pump. I'm going to throw the networking on it. If we can't pop open the IPMI console, take a peek. Yeah. Really wish I had a proper workstation. You know, you do what you gotta do. Looks like the admin API is up. IPMI, DMC, in the management console. I can get in. Should still be the default password. Yep. All right. Yep. So it says firmware version is 1.8, which is right. It's not 1.9. So the 1.9 was the one that this board came with, but this is version 1.8. Firmware version for the BIOS is 2.3, which is interesting. So P2.3, whatever that means. So I think 1.5 was the version I was running before. So that's interesting. I don't even think you can get 2.3 from the website yet. Let's see. Voltages all look good. Yeah, card side tab. I mean, temperatures all look good. CPU is a little hot, but I mean, it's not. That's what you get when you got 32 cores. No errors, no warnings. It's good. Snoop the postcode. Postcode is 9E. Even though the LCD is turned off, this is post Snoop says that it is a 9E, whatever that code means. It's a high number, so I'm sure it's good, but let's see if we can bring up the KVM. Nope. Huh. Unlock key works. No video. Maybe it just doesn't turn on video when there's no keyboard and mouse, but it doesn't make any sense. Okay, Mr. Button, where are you hiding? So let's see. So I'm going to try and power on the system from the KVM. Perfect, almost immediate. Try that adapter. Hey, I said power off. There we go. Try plugging in video to the first GPU. was on right away. Still no video signal. Oh, we got video again. Sweet. Oh man, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I bet you there's a setting somewhere in here. Not that I'm going to change it, but I bet you there's a setting to tell it. Let's see. Yep. Yep, bus 41 and bus 42. So it sees both of the NVMe drives. Yeah. Yeah, wait a second. That is crazy. So I'm able to, I didn't even do this on purpose. I didn't think that would work. I just happened to touch this keyboard by accident. Because I'm in the KVM here, even though there's no video signal for me to see, I can watch it on this screen because it's going through the GPU, you know, with the adapter here. But I can still control the keyboard and mouse through the KVM. It's like a remote login through a web browser, because this is connected to my laptop. And I can still control the screens here. Yeah. Okay. All right. So note to self: if the system is using the add-on card as the video output, you don't get any display through the KVM. All right. So we're going to turn the system off now. Very cool. Check those temps. Yeah, max is 35C. That's the hottest point. 38C. Okay. So the way the loop goes, you've got out of the pump. So it comes out of the pump, down into the CPU block, out of the CPU block, through all the GPUs, and this is like a manifold here. So all 4 GPUs get circulated. Water goes down, up, out, and here. So the hottest point would be right here. So right inside that crack where there's the thinnest wall of metal or plastic. I'm seeing 35C. So it's a good temperature. 35C is, I mean, not hot. My sprinklers outside just turned on. Well, that is really, really good. Okay, I'm going to get my radiator cleaned up. We'll stress test this thing later. It's going to take a while, though, so to be continued.